Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Nichols Journey. Can you guys hear me? I want to do a test right quick just to make sure that y'all can hear us pretty good. Let us know if you can hear us in the chat. Okay, good, good deal, good deal. Y'all can hear us. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Nichols Journey. Come on in here, come on in here. Could y'all hear that live? Could y'all hear the intro? Because we could not hear it. Can't tell. I can't tell. I can't tell. Okay. All right. Well, if you couldn't hear it, I know you could see it. So, hey, we learning this thing over here. Again, welcome to the Nichols Journey. For those of you the first time being here, I'm Mrs. Nichols, Kizzy Nichols, which is
I'm Desmond.
My husband Desmond, and we want to welcome you guys in to the show. We want to say thank you for being here, and we want to bring y'all up. Let's see here. Let me get these comments together here. I'm gonna get it together. Give me a second.
Hello, Sticks in Charge.
Yeah, Sticks in Charge. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. He says, welcome to the live. Please thumbs up and share the live. Thank you for being here. All right. Sticks again. Hello, Nichols, Moss, and chat. Just asking for a friend. Hello, hello. Thank you again for being here. I seen them on there earlier, and they're speaking. She said we were way too early. No, you on time because you made me feel good that somebody was in there. I was glad to see you. All right, all right. So today, y'all, we're going to be talking about I do and I don't. So I just want to make sure I make that clear. As y'all seen on the thumbnail, points blank experience. Thank you for being here. Wait a minute, hold on. Popcorn on deck. What up, Nichols in chat? He says, popcorn on deck. Wait a minute, I think I missed somebody. Did I miss anybody? Popcorn on deck. Just actually speaking to points blank experience. All right, he's speaking back. She says, ship me some of that popcorn, man. We got popcorn in Indiana Farm. Say Indiana Funny Farm. Say we got popcorn. Let's see. We're gonna find out if we got some popcorn up in here. Points blank said, and just asking for a friend. I sure will. You want extra butter or double cheddar? Y'all cutting up early. Just asking for a friend is speaking to Indiana Funny Farms, and she's speaking back to Keisha. House of X, thank you for being here. Say, hey, Nichols 13. Hello. Thank y'all for being here. Points blank is speaking to Indiana Funny Farms. They say yes. Keisha speaking back to House of X. Miss Cheryl, hey, thank you for being here. So good to see you. We'll talk about that too. Miss Cheryl gave us we won a gift, a prize from one of the channels, and Miss Cheryl sent us a nice package. You will see that video coming up soon. Let's see here. Indiana Funny Farms is speaking back to Rod. And let's see what we got here. Everybody's speaking. House of X is speaking to Jex, asking for a friend. Miss Cheryl is speaking. Hey, Grant's Faithful. Hey there. Man? Good to see you. Y'all still in Dollywood? Y'all still out of town? Good to see you. Okay, no sound on the intro. Yeah, got to work on that. I got to figure out what I didn't do right. Points blank is speaking to House of X. House of X is speaking back. No, and it had no sound. Well, y'all got a chance to see the actual video without sound, but we'll work on that. I'll probably try to bring that back up. Y'all know I'm trying to learn StreamYard, so I got it to place, so I was on the right path. How about that?
How you
Jax,
doing,
what's going on? 2 nickels make a whole dime. 2 nickels. You cannot ever not say that, Jigs. I just want you to know that's stamped for you for life. Miss Cheryl is speaking to Just Accent and Points Blank Experience at Indiana Funny Forms. All right, guys, we're gonna come on in here. Just Accent said, David. David who? David Corey Cropper. What's going on, Cropper? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Good
What's
to
up?
see you.
What up, bro?
Hello, everybody that's in here. I hope I didn't miss nobody. So we're gonna get down to business. We're gonna talk about this thing, and I'm going to even attempt to invite somebody up. So y'all stay right there. Stay right there. Let's see.
Now.
Odom, where's Odom? Miss Cheryl say, hey, Odom, I think we be just fine. They took a big hit from the snow and cold, but we good. Old dog, where's Odom at? Let me see if I can find him, because I like to say his name like Miss Shirley says it. I missed him somewhere. I missed him. All right, Cropper say it's the Cropper kids. And what you mean, David who? All right, get me straight. So Odom, I apologize. I missed you somewhere. Oh, there you go. He say Points Blank Experience. Okay. Oh, let me say it, Odom, for you. Hold on. You ready? Oh, dog. I just love the way she said. I can't say it no other way. Look, thank you guys for being here. We're going to talk about I do and I don't. We're going to talk about the I do's. Why you say I do? And what does that mean? And then why you say I don't? I ain't going to never get married. I ain't going to never do that. I'm not going to never settle down. Let's talk about that, because it's a lot of I do's and I don'ts. And then we're going to talk about the I do. Why that's so important to say I do, and what does that stand for? What does that look like? So we're going to get off into this real deep. And look, have your fun. Have your way on there. Just go ahead on and say why you do and why you don't. We ain't going to be mad at you, because this is just all entertainment. This is not to take anything personal. This is not to cause any problems at home. You're just telling how you feel, right? So this is a feel-free place. Talk how you feel. Tell how you feel about it. And we're going to open this thing up. Odom said...
Wait a minute.
Hold on. My husband got something to say.
And if you can't tell how you feel, then you're in the wrong place. Don't be scared.
He said don't be scared. Don't be scared. All right. He's telling he's talking back to Miss Cheryl about they should be ready to bloom. Just asking for a friend, say, Indiana, are you still getting snow? And Points Blank say, what up, Cropper? Who is that? Little Shay? Hey, how you doing? Thank you for being here. I think you're a new person. I don't think I've seen you before, but look, thank you for being here. Everybody, if you would, take a few minutes and hit that like button. And if you feel real good about it, after this live, hit the subscribe button. We sure do appreciate it. Brad Cropper is speaking back to you, and he's speaking to Lydia. All right. Sprinkle last night, 65 today. All right, snow coming tonight. Y'all be careful in that snow. Oh, Fast and Tree, good to see you. They say hello, everyone. And I'm so glad we got a mixture of people, y'all, because we have some people in here that's married. We got some people in here that's single. I want to hear from y'all. Tell me, and I can't wait till Mr. Nichols get back to his seat. He had to run right quick. He'll be right back. But I want to know, if you ever been married, what made you, and you've been married and you're divorced, what made you say, I'm done? Like my short said today, I'm done. I ain't mad. I'm just done. I'm finished. I'm through. I ain't got time for this here. So let's talk about that, y'all. Tell me. And then we got some married people. Why did you say I do and you still hanging in there? What made you stay there? What's making you stay there now? I want to hear some good stories, and I want to hear some not so good stories. So look, we ain't going to share this out to nobody so you can get in no trouble at home. But I want to know what you think about this. Me and Mr. Nichols, we are ready to find out about this. So just asking for a friend, say some people are divorced. Yeah, I've been there. David Corey say, Kizzy, I'm gonna sit in the back and listen. David, wait a minute, hold on. Are you married or are you single? Or are you afraid? I shouldn't say scared now, because I know how some men feel about that scared talk. So not that you're scared, but are you afraid? So let's talk about it. Come on in here, y'all. Don't be nervous. Communication, Rod said. You know what, Rod? You are point, like you say, point blank. You are straight on point. Communication is key. And that caused a lot of separations, a lot of divorces, a lot of I'm done's that'll cause that. So let's talk about that piece of communication. All right, let's see. Everybody's speaking. Angel, hey, Angel Peaceful Garden, thank you for being here. I love her channel. I love it. Let's talk about it, y'all. Odom, y'all chime in. I'm just letting y'all see who's speaking to who. We got Fasten Tree. They're married. What make us stay together? Miss Cheryl says, we just had different interests and just couldn't do it. Been there, Miss Cheryl. Been there. As you know, I'd be glad when my husband come on over here with me and sit on down, but for some reason, he moving. Kizzy and Desmond, y'all know I'm going to tell it like it is. I keep it 1,000. You sure do. And that's why I'm glad you on here, because you ain't going to cut no corners. You're going to tell it like it is. And I like that. So we talked about communication, and then Miss Cheryl said we just had different interests. Miss Cheryl, not digging into your business. You ain't got to go into nothing if you don't want to. Different interests. You know, you like racing. They like, what you doing? Hold on. You like racing and they like cooking or something, like different interests like that, or they just had different interests. Indiana Funny Farm says, my ex had my 14-year-old drive his 2-passenger company van home because he was drunk while my 10 and 4-year-old were lap sitting. What? That was just the final straw. I was crazy for being upset about that. No, you wasn't either. Wait a minute. Let me break that down, y'all. My ex had a 14-year-old drive. Had her 14-year-old drive the 2-passenger company van. So that means 2, and then sitting it. Wait a minute. Because he was drunk while my 10-year-old. I'm grateful that he decided not to drive while he was drunk, but I'm not grateful that he had the 14-year-old in there. And while my 10 and 4-year-old were in the lap sitting. Yeah, you did right. I'm going to just tell you, I ain't no therapist, and I can't tell people how to live or how not to live. But that was wild. That was wild.
I keep it greased up well.
Mr. Nichols, don't do that. All right, let's see here. All right, let's go right here. Wait a minute, hold on. I missed
Hey, at a full of
life. Thank you for being here. Wait a minute, let me go back up. There you go. Say hello, fam, and everybody. Love the topic. Here for it. And I'm glad that you're here, because just like we're going to hear some bad topics like the one we just heard, we're going to hear some good topics too. And then Mr. Nichols and I are going to share some things as well. So I'm glad that you... Did you see how he looked like? What? All right. Angel said, stand together is a choice. You choose each other daily. Yes, that's exactly right. You do choose each other daily. And it's a job. I mean, it's a full-time job. And if you don't think so, just get in a relationship. You'll see. I don't want to miss nobody, but I want to make sure. Okay, there it is. All right. Just asking for a friend, say, y'all live in 2 different lifestyles could cause problems. Yes. Because if you want to still be in the streets, and I'm trying to make a family, and I'm trying to have this relationship, and I'm trying to do right,
it ain't going to work.
It just not going to work. Very good point. All right. Angel said that. Let me skip down. Okay. All right. Let's go right here.
And I got to say,
good Lord. Indiana Funny Farms Points Blank Experience said, Rod said, good Lord. I mean, what kind of stuff is that? How did you think that was okay? Cropper speaking to a full of life. Just Action said, wow, Indiana, sorry to hear that. He lost his mind. He had to lost his mind. First of all, be drunk and then acting like that. Come on now. And then put the children's life in danger. He should have just pulled over on the side of the road and called you. But I can tell by the way you put that in, it's just my opinion. This wasn't the first situation that didn't make no sense. That's why you did what you did. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. I mean, I'm not gonna knock you for that.
But I will say this though, not every man or every woman is bad. But I will say for the most part, we as men, we have to set our egos down.
Yeah,
we have to realize that life ain't just about us. You can't have a family and you still living life as if you're out on your own.
Yeah, and this is speaking from a married side now. Some of you single people jump in there. Mindy, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all jump in here anytime, at any time. Sticks, thank you for being here. All right, let's see. Everybody's speaking. Okay, here we go. Sticks say, I love being single. And y'all, he talk about it all the time. But Sticks, that's one of those things that say, I don't, right? It's either I do or I don't. Like you, I do, I'm getting married, or I don't. I'm going to stay away from that kind of stuff. So I want y'all to elaborate on your I don'ts and your I do's. Let's come on down. All right, Odom says, for me, disrespect is a deal breaker. Odom, if you don't set that standard for yourself, nobody else will. You sure right.
Exactly.
I agree with you on that one, because once you start disrespecting, you belittling me. And once you belittle me, you don't think much of me. You know, I ain't nobody, because you don't have that respect for me. And you right. That's a deal breaker. That's a total deal breaker. All right. Rod is speaking. Let's see.
Fast and Tree speaking to Sticks. Rod speaking to Mine Fuller.
That's Mindy. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's Miss Mindy. All right, Mickey's Adventures. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. So glad y'all decided to come in here. But please, let's not let the bad outweigh the good. Let's talk about some of the good stuff too, y'all. I know I'm probably behind on my comments, but I'm getting there. Okay, Mickey says match the thumbs up with the number of participants in the chat to show your support. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody's speaking. And y'all, I realize that this may be a little bit nervous for some, but we ain't going to tell nobody. We ain't going to tell nobody. You ain't even got to call no names. You can just say, I know this person that did this here. You ain't got to say it's you. Indiana Funny Forum said alcoholic would try to drive with them too. Yep. And that's why you did what you had to do, because you had to protect your babies.
And if you snitching, snitches get stitches.
Hush your mouth. Y'all, Keisha H is the right person to come up on the screen at the time. You know, he got the cut up, don't he? She says, hello, Nichols and chat, driving and listening. Thank you so much, Keisha H, for being here. You have my heart. Thank you so much. Everybody's speaking to you, Keisha H, in case you can't see it. All right. She said, please be careful. Just asking for a friend, said, be careful since you're listening in. I'll let you know what's being said. Miss Cheryl is speaking to you too, Keisha H. Hey, Shelly, it's good to see you. Miss Shelley? Okay, he say Miss Shelley. One way y'all will know if it's Mr. Nichols or me, he's going to say Miss somebody or something like that. Good evening, man. Good evening, man or woman of God. Amen. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Everybody speaking. And she says hello in the chat. All right. Points Blank Experience says, facts, Desmond. Egos can destroy you, married, single, or whatever. That's true.
And you know,
true.
Some of us as men, we are so blind to that. We have that ego problem. for me, I used to be that man, so I can speak of that. I can say that. I used to be that man, and it took me a while to learn that if I want my marriage to work, and if I want to, hold on to my family, I got to set my ego down to the side. I got to learn to, what can I say? Uh, I always hear happy life, happy wife, happy life. So I just had to sit my ego down to the side. Once upon a time, I was pulling in a different direction, young, being naive, and I know we all have been there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But as I got older, I learned, it's not all about me; it's about us. And in order for us to grow, we have to be going in the same direction. We have to be climbing that hill together, side by side, hand in hand.
That's right. And so we're going to talk more about that too. We're going to tell you our personal story. We're going to let you know some things. Look how he looking at me, y'all. We're going to let you know some things about us as well. That's what he's hitting on a little bit right there. Miss Cheryl says, yeah, dating ain't no joke either. You're right. You sure right, because dating, it can be scary, y'all. Dating can be it'll make you nervous, especially if you don't know the person or you using dating apps or something to that nature. That can really, it can turn you a whole lot. House of X says, Sticks in charge. Hey fam, how are you doing? Odom says, real men give all the family, give for all, no, let me start over. Real men give their all for the family, despite their own needs and wants. Real is the key word right there, Odom. You are absolutely correct. If you care about your family, if you're a real man, your first priority is going to be your family. And you're going to do whatever you got to do to take care of them. Real men. Point right there. Big point. All right, so Shelly say, LOL, Mr. Nichols is misbehaving already. And then Keisha say, you are preaching, Odom. I'm telling you, he throwing big facts out there, because if you're a real man, you would not allow anything to get in the way of what you need to do, how you need to do it, when you need to do it for your family. And that's the ones that are saying, I do. That's the ones that are really putting it out there and saying, I do.
Miss Shelley, I learned that from you. I ain't forgetting who I learned it from.
Indiana Funny Farm says, what happens at the Nichols stays at the Nichols. Yep. Messing up with the safety of the babies is a deal breaker, and I don't blame you.
I knew I liked Miss Indiana.
I do not blame you, not one bit, because that makes a difference. You're not. First of all, you putting your life in danger, and now you're gonna put my baby's life in danger. I ain't ready for all that. What comes behind that? I ain't ready for that. So don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Points Blank says that he's got us running on the laptop, the phone, and the TV. Got to get those watch hours. Thank you so much, Rod. I really, you know what? Me and Mr. Nichols appreciate you so much, because not only do you help us out, you make sure that you share us out, and we appreciate you. We really do. Just asking for a friend.
You too.
Just asking for a friend. Say, Indiana, he left you with no choice. That's right, because when you start choosing to make a decision like that for my babies and take that, it could have possibly taken their lives. No, we're not doing that. That ain't happening.
And if you're the right type of man, and you're putting your family at risk, then the best thing for you to do is walk away.
Amen.
Don't stay there when you know your heart is not there. Don't stay there when your heart and mind is elsewhere.
Amen. Odom says, good thing to me about marriages, you don't have somebody that you have somebody that you can share everything with good times and bad times. That's the first person you want to call when you get good news.
You better say that, boy. I said
preach, Odom. Preach. Preach, Odom. Preach. I'm talking about say it loud for the ones in the back, because that's what it's all about right there. You got them on your mind from morning to evening. You know, some people don't believe in this kind of love right here and this real deal. That's what you say I do too. That and like he said, now don't get me wrong. He said with good times and bad times, because there gonna be some. It's definitely gonna be some, but your good should outweigh your bad. And when it starts going the other way around, then you got to seek some more choices. You got to look, not necessarily seek more choices like more people out there, but you got to start thinking about the safety of your family. Fast and Tree say preach. And Indiana Funny Farm say, yes, he did. Yep, they start doing it. I don't have no problem letting you go in. Sticks said, I don't think I have an ego. I'm fine to earth, but I'm bougie. I'm bougie. Go on, Sticks. David Corey say true. Sticks and Charles say, I used to have a serious ego. Life humbled me. Sticks,
it'll do it to you.
It will do it. It will do it. I'm telling you it will. I know. Angel say, yep, together in all aspects, especially financially and spiritually. You have to be equally yoked. Wait a minute. Hold on. Back up. Stop right there. Let me read that again. Together in all aspects, especially financially and spiritually, and you have to be equally yoked. You better preach, Angel. You better preach, baby. I'm talking about you got to be equally yoked. If you're not, you're in trouble. Just Asking for a Friend says, right, Sticks. Odom said, it's not a happy wife. It's not a happy wife, happy house. It's a happy spouse, happy house. Come on, Odom. Come on in here. I like that. Happy spouse, happy house. Go on, Odom. Now you got two to say. Happy wife, happy life. Happy spouse, happy house. Come on. I can say that one. Because if they ain't happy, guess what? It's going to be a problem. Indiana Funny Farm says, yes, real men. Yes, at the real men part. That's what I told them. Key word is real. Real. I mean, and don't get me wrong, real women too. I mean, that means for women too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to bash the men. It's women out there that just ain't doing right. Stick says, I refuse to date these days. This era is bad. This area is bad. People are selfish and demented these days. You sure right? I ain't gonna tell you no story, because I know some people that's single. I know some people that's married, and you sure right. Some of them just out for no good, just all the way around. They don't even have no problem being like that. Just Asking for a Friend is agreeing with Angel. Cropper is agreeing with Old Dog. He say facts, Old Dog. Hey, One Crafty Sister, good to see you. Thank you for being here. She says hello to Nichols 13 and chat. Yes, that is so true. Cheryl say Old Dog. Yes, that's right. That's right. David is speaking to One Crafty. Event Choice and Spirits. Hey, Tanya. I hope you got Pretty Timmy with you today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. He say Miss Tanya. If y'all hear, if we ever on Nichols Journey and you hear somebody say Miss somebody, that's him. Okay, y'all know the difference. Just Asking for a Friend say Sticks, you are right. Sticks, you are right. People are crazy these days. Yep, they really are. They really are. Several people speaking to you. Event Choice and Spirits, they speaking to you. She said hello all in the chat. Sticks say asking for a friend. I can't stand drama. You know,
exactly.
And they come with drama, Sticks. They do come with drama.
Life is so much better without the drama.
And Points Blank say LOL at Sticks. God rearranged my priorities. # humble. You know you ain't by yourself. He know how to rearrange you, and he will humble you.
All we got to do is keep living.
Oh, yeah. Points Blank is speaking to you, Tanya. Points Blank say, preach, Odom. Preach. He telling you, preach the word. You got it. Stick said, Just Asking for a Friend. People want me to date so bad. I said, no, thank you. My life is good. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Come on now. That's talking. That's that I don't side right there, y'all. He was like, look, I'm good. Whatever. Jeg say, I don't try to leave. I missed somebody?
Go ahead, you did.
Jeg say, I don't try to leave this woman anymore. I went overseas 3 times. She was there. New York, Chicago, California. What's that? Florida, and she was so, and she was so. I stopped trying to leave. Jax, you ain't trying to go nowhere. You wasn't trying to go nowhere. You wasn't trying to leave that woman. If that woman walk, you gonna lose your mind. See. Look, I'm not pre-reading the comments. I'm just clicking and going. Just asking for a friend. Say you ain't going nowhere, Jigs.
Y'all raised up off Jigs.
He ain't going nowhere. He sure late. Just asking for a friend. Say dating these days is crazy. People show up with their representative at Sticks. That's right. They show up like, and then put on this big persona and ain't nowhere near who they supposed to be. He did yours. Tanya say, Jags, just sit still. She got a root on you like my husband's grandma.
You can't go nowhere. I'll be right back.
Like my husband's grandmama. You can't go nowhere. Tanya, don't do it, Tanya. Don't do it.
We're going to give you a chance. Give her a chance. She want to do it.
Odom say, but real men get tired too. One time, my mom used to always tell me, you're going to know when it's over, when your belly gets full. Mouthful too. That's a mouthful right there, Odom, because guess what? She was right. And you know what I learned about that? Old folks used to always say something like that, or they say something similar to it. Guess what? Can't nobody get full for you. You got to get full for yourself. And then when you get full for yourself, it'll make you be like, I'm done. I ain't got time for this. I ain't gonna do it no more. Jeg say event yours seems like that sometimes. Points blank say Tanya, well he's called saying event yours, but Tanya, what up, pretty Timmy? Sticks say PBT, amen. She says Timmy is cleaning his junk out the garage. He's out there on his own. I do not have him working on Sunday. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You got him working. Shelly, where you at, Shelly? Got that poor man working on Sunday.
I was out there working earlier, Miss Tanya. Tell him don't feel bad.
We not doing that. A Full of Life say, Mindy late mother told her, do you love him enough to wipe his, you know what?
Say it, boy.
Cause that's what it's going to come to. One day, either you going to wipe his or he's going to wipe yours. Man, that hit home.
That hit different.
You know what? Them older people wasn't playing. They tell you like it T.I.is. If y'all never heard of that, right? You heard me? There it is. T.I.is. Because they let you know if you ain't able to stand there through the tough times and the rough times, and I mean, like he just said, one day you going to either wipe his or he going to wipe yours. One crafty sister is speaking to everybody, y'all. She got all y'all names in there. Tanya says, whenever y'all see event yours, it's me, T. Timmy logs in as TT Connect or his pretty Timmy handle. All right, we got you, Tanya.
Tell Timmy I said hello, Miss Tanya.
All right, Keisha H said, okay, at home, sitting still, LOL. And she's speaking to everybody, y'all. She's speaking. She got all y'all names on there. Points blank say, glad you made it home. Everybody's speaking. Fashion Tree is speaking to one crafty sister. A Full of Life says, T, stop it. Just stop. And Keisha H is still speaking. She's speaking to all of y'all. She didn't miss not one of you. Okay, she said, I hope I didn't miss anyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, Keisha H.
Happy Sunday, Miss Keisha H.
All right, points blank say, Tanya, you know you got Timmy out there. Yes, she do. Yes, she do. Keisha H say, Cropper, I'm good, friend. How are you? Yeah, she got him out there. She got him out there. Poor say, he said, I hear you, kids.
Hey, Miss Shay.
Hey, Shays. Hey, Shays Adventures. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Sunday, everyone, Shay says. All right, Cropper says, so true. Somebody's going to have to take care of the other. That's right. That's right. And y'all, I've even seen where married couples didn't even really want to be together no more, but they stayed together and they, like when they couldn't get along or whatever, they go sleep in the other room or whatever. And I couldn't figure that out for nothing. I'm like, why Papa going over there? But Mom, she over here in this room. And they didn't sleep in the same bed when they wasn't happy, but guess what? They got back up the next day, and eventually they got old enough where somebody had to wipe somebody else. You sure right. Sure right.
If you're married, we have to know when you say I do, those are the things we sign up for.
Yeah.
We sign up for the good, the bad, the ugly.
Points blank say, I know, T. I just had to show my brother Timmy some love. Yeah, Timmy gets love from over here too. Much love. Much love. All right, everybody speaking. Stick said he'll be right back. Everybody speaking. Okay, he said he's back. Who is Lucy and Ricky? I missed somebody. Uh-oh. I missed somebody, I think, y'all. Sorry about that. I didn't try to. All right, a full of life said, Keisha H, stay blessed. I want you to know I love you and your spirit. You support so many channels. Thank you for being here. You better preach.
She sure do.
You better preach. You better preach.
I don't think there's nobody page that I've went to on this chat
that she hadn't been on.
I hadn't seen her on if she has the time to get on.
Yeah, and much love to you, Keisha H, because she's doing some things, and she said she was going to try to make it. And she said she was going to try to make it, and she showed up, and I appreciate that. I really do.
What's going on, Chris?
All right, Sticks say, Lord, who's going to wipe me? Sticks, I love you, brother. I love you. Chris, please say, thank you for being here. Hello. He says, peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings. David Cora say, kids, I was speaking on sleeping habits of some people. Lucy and Ricky. Oh, okay. I got you. I thought you were speaking to somebody in here. All right, Keisha H say, oh, a full of life. She says, oh, thank you. I promise that is truly my pleasure. And you all do more for me than you know. Love you all. We love you right back, Keisha H. We love you right back. Everybody speaking. Hey, Chris, thank you for being here. We love you, Sticks. We love you. Sticks his Sticks know how to cut up, boy. I love it. So yeah, we're gonna jump into, and I really would like it if some of the married people was. I mean, I know Odom did, but so what does it mean when you say that? When you say I do, what does that mean to you, married couples? What does that mean to you when you say I do? And I want to break something down, in the vows, some people say this, some people say that, they'll say, well, thick and thin, rich or poor, blah, blah, blah. I've seen some people that was there for the thick. I mean, it was there when it was thick, but they was not there when it was thin. I've seen some people that, be with them the whole time. As soon as they get sick or something happen, they, have an accident or something like that. And they in a wheelchair and they can't provide financially. I've seen them leave. So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about when people decide just to leave just because it's not the same no more? And I thought about this when I was looking. It's like it makes you wonder. Because we seen somebody yesterday like that was like handicapped, like in a wheelchair, couldn't get up out of the chair on their own. What that person that's with them, and I believe that was his wife, saying I do through the hard times and the tough times and the thick times, the thin times, the good times and the bad times, even finances, when that man or that woman falls short on being able to have the financial that they used to have, what makes you say I do, and what makes you stick to that I do?
And Odom say, I'm just not going to go to bed mad. I apologize even if it ain't my fault, because tomorrow is never promised. I don't know if I'm going to wake up.
Yes, indeed, Odom. I know your wife appreciates you. I'm telling you, I know she appreciates you, because guess what? You talking real talk right now, and that makes such a big difference. Hey, Farmer Chaz. Hey, thank you for being here.
Hey, Miss Chaz.
That makes the biggest difference in the world, and I'm gonna stick that right there, because Odom said something that was so profound. He's been, like Rod said, he's been dropping boulders all night. I mean, all day since we've been on here. That part right there. Tomorrow is never promised.
Not only that, sometimes it's not our fault, and sometimes it does be our fault. But that's when that ego comes in, and when you realize it, no, tomorrow is not promised to us, but you go into the other bedroom or you walk outside within just them 5 minutes and come back. And I'm just using that as an example. So it's not just tomorrow is a promise to us, the next second is a promise to us either.
That's right. That's right.
So honor and cherish the one that you love, whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, just honor those and cherish them.
Amen. Amen. Because like he said, tomorrow is not promised. The next minute is not promised. David said, good one, old dog. And he's right. Just asking for a friend, say, I agree. She agree with you, Odom. They're speaking to you, Farmer Chaz. Miss Cheryl is speaking to you. Sticks says, great discussion. Sticks is so important. Did I miss somebody? Look, if I miss anyone, she said, I definitely agree. I don't want to miss nobody. Oh. It jumped on me. Yeah, I'm glad he said something right there. Yeah. All right. Miss Cheryl says, my sister-in-law left my brother when he had cancer. They are both gone now. Though. I'm sorry to hear that, Miss Cheryl. But so you speaking to what I was saying about when they up and doing fine, then that's when they leave them. And if that's the case, y'all, this is a prime example. That's when you got to stick in there. You shouldn't. I put it like this. I'm not going to leave Mr. Nichols because he get cancer and he can't provide for us like he used to. I'm not going to do that, because I said richer or poor, better or worse. I said I do to these things. I said all of these vows. I said that. And I said it not just to Mr. Nichols, but before God. So I got to hold to what I said. Now, like I said earlier, don't get me wrong. I know some things will happen, like what Indiana Farm talked about. Those things you have to go to God in prayer with, because it changes the way that the way the situation is. It puts danger in your way. So you have to think about those things. And I just want to say shout out to all of you that's in here right quick, 25 people that I can see. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, y'all, from the bottom of our hearts. And like we said earlier, for the ones that just come in, this is all for entertainment purposes. We're not going back telling something that we seen on here. We're not putting you down for one thing. We're not judging you for how you feel, even if you were the one that messed up, because that's what I'm coming around to next.
Because the way we see it, if you want to know what was talked about on here, just go back and watch the replay.
And Points Blank say that's a real man, Odom, and that is. All right. Tanya say it means you choose them no matter what. We've been through over our 25 years of marriage. We had our seasons, and it's done nothing but strengthen us and realize we can't live without one another. My God, today. All right, Tanya, now you trying to get me started. This, everybody, is what we're trying to get to right here. They've been together 25 years, and this is what you talk about right here. This is what the people don't see. Like right now with the naked eye, they go to Event Yours and Spirits and see Timmy and her. They'll be like, look at them, they this. But this is what makes that look like that. And it's not just so you can look good for somebody else, but like she said, we've had our seasons, and that's what it is. It's just a season.
And you can really see 25 years of marriage, because when they're on live together, the chemistry is great.
Yeah, and it matters, y'all. That matters. That matters so much. Former Chad say, hey, friend, and everybody's speaking. I had skipped down to that. Chris Lee say, nice, Odom. Yes. So that makes a big difference, y'all. Miss Cheryl say, I definitely agree. And then Odom said, David, me too. And Farmer Chas is speaking to everyone, and Keisha is speaking to all of you. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Just asking for a friend says, sorry to hear that, Miss Cheryl. Yeah, we are sorry to hear that. Stick says both sides got to be honest when they communicate with each other.
Exactly.
That's right. And even if that honesty means hurting somebody, like say for instance, if Mr. Nichols was to say something to me that he felt, and that's how he feels, right? I got to accept the fact that he was strong enough to come to me and tell me how he felt. Regardless to if that hurts my feelings, I can tell him in return, yeah, that hurt my feeling. But at the same time, I can appreciate that he came to me and told that to me versus holding that in. Because you know what happens when you hold stuff in. We're going to talk about that. When you hold that kind of stuff in, it don't make it no better. I hear my husband laugh, so he done read on further down.
Now that I apologize, let me kiss it and make it better. Hello. That's what I'm talking about.
No wonder why he was laughing. Oh, don't listen to it.
That's right, oh, that's right. I didn't apologize, baby. I'm sorry.
David Cora say, that's when you need them the most. That's right. He's speaking on the cancer part. When they get sick, they get down and out. That's when you need them the most. You definitely shouldn't leave them at that point because of that reason. Chris Lee says, my condolences, Cheryl. Miss Cheryl says, oh dog, roof. Oh, David Cora say, look out, old dog, look out. Stick say, some people can't handle difficult times. They rather run away. Yep.
But them be the ones that, in my opinion, them be the ones that don't know. They haven't been through nothing in life. Because if you struggled and you've been through anything in life, then you know.
So what about those that can't handle a difficult time because maybe they've been through a difficult time themselves, like as a kid with their parents, and they didn't see it go well. You know what I'm saying? And then they say, oh no, this looks just like what my mama or my daddy went through, and they take off. Not saying that that's the right way to go, but maybe they don't know to stay there, stick it out and hang in there. I'm not saying that that's what the case was. I'm just kind of throwing another scenario out there.
But the way I see a situation like that is, we're grown. What happened when I was growing up between my mom and dad, I can do what I can to break that cycle. If the person that I'm with, if we are trying to go in the same direction, I can't live my life holding on to what I seen growing up, or to what I went through, or what I seen my parents do or go through throughout life.
Okay, so, and that's another point. Angel said, I do means I do, even when you don't want to. Yeah. So when we got ready to get married, we had this lady named Miss Harriet, and that's what she said. She said, saying I do even when you don't want to, or saying I do even when you want to do something totally different than what you're doing. Once you say I do, in other words, is what she was saying, that's when you got to stick in there and try your best. You got to give it your try. You got to give it your all. Farmer Chad says, unpopular opinions. Newer generation don't know how to work for their marriages. Come on now. They rather call it quits than go work through the hard times. It's just what they do nowadays. And you know what? That's true, Chaz, because when you look at a situation, just say for instance, like I'm just throwing something out there, right? Your spouse, right? You've been with your spouse 5 years, 6 years, right? And then you with them, and then they do something you don't like. You take off, but you go out there and find somebody else that you don't even know and start being a wifey to a boyfriend or a husband to a girlfriend. But you got to learn them too. And then you find yourself within the next few years or whatever, maybe not even that long, and you got another issue coming right behind that one. And thank you, Chance, for that comment. So we have to just see, and again, we're not gonna take anything nobody say to heart. So don't get in your feelings about it. A Fuller Life say the problem is people that those vows are just preliminary words to say to get through the ceremony. Boy. I got that to talk about. They don't really expect the poor and the sickness or till death do them part. I know he said till death part to ever come. They don't expect that to come. That is so true. You're right. They saying I do to this ceremony. They saying I do to this fancy dress, this fly dress. They saying I do to this reception. They saying I do to this beautiful ring, this 10 carat, whatever. That's what they saying I do to, because it's in the moment. It's preliminary, just like he said. Those words are not, they just there for now. But what about that time, when it falls hard, when you gotta, as they say, get it from the mud? You got to work hard. You got to buckle down. What about those times? And I'm gonna touch on something in a few minutes about what he was saying on that. And I'm probably way further with them. Jeg say amen, Chaz. Farmer Chaz, amen, he said. All right, so Points Blank Experience says, as sticks in charge, running away is common in today's society for some reason. It's hard to find a good person. So when you do, people may want to think about it real hard before running. You got that right.
Because when you got
that right.
Because when you out there and they're worried about yourself,
you got that right.
You just out there.
Tanya say facts, Tony and Mindy. And then David Corey say, Chaz, you better say that. Odom say marriage is work. You have to be each other's peace and biggest supporter. Sure enough. Y'all, I'm a really all of these things that y'all saying, I'm really gonna back it up in a little bit. Points Blank say so true, A Fuller Life. David Corey say, I trust that, oh dog. That's right. That's right. Miss Cheryl say, I believe if you strive to make your partner's day better, you can eliminate some of the junk, not fake stuff. Truly make your partner's day.
That's what I'm talking about, Miss Cheryl.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then you got to know them in order to make their day. You got to know who you dealing with. Some people married and don't know each other. Some people just there to say they got married. I don't know how many people I could tell you that I've met. Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here, Amanda Mom. So some people get married for the fame, right? Some people get married for the show.
Just to say I do.
And some people get married just to say, I do. I married that person. And then it don't last. Well, when you get married, when we got married, right? There was some irons to work out. There were some things we had to iron out. There were some things we had to work through. And it took time.
Yep.
It took time. Like, you can't expect to know somebody overnight. If you do, you fooling yourself, because you're not gonna learn them. You gotta learn they goods, they bads. You gotta learn their ins, they outs. You gotta find I'm finna make y'all laugh now. Some of your older people here know about the funky feet. What the blues song say about the funky feet? My husband know about Dr. Titian to get rid of this and that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know David Corey and them know what I'm talking about. But you got to know them in order to know that about them. You got to know what makes them happy. Some people not getting married because they feel like that's their soulmate. They get married for the fame. Let me see how many people can watch this. Let me see how many people can see, this wedding. My wedding costs $50,000. My wedding costs $100,000. That's how much I pay for my wedding, and it's just a show. And now you in debt, and you probably ain't even with the person no more. So that's not what the I do means. That's not what it means. That's not what it's for. Okay, David Corey says a lot of people do that, kids, for the lights. Yeah, they want to be seen. They want that on the front page. They want YouTube to shut down and just open up just for their wedding or whatever. And it's all for fame and fortune, just to show off, and it don't last. Chris Lee said, I'm single and never married. In the bushes, taking notes. He say in the bushes taking notes. So, Chris, whatever made you say, I don't? Or do you want to be? You just hadn't met that one yet.
Hate to go. Great conversations. Y'all have a good rest of the evening and a blessed week.
You do the same, Odom. Thank you. Thank you, old dog. Thank you.
We appreciate you for coming.
David Corey say, see you, old dog. Yeah, he had some really good comments. He had some great comments. Thank you for being here, Odom. So what do y'all think about having the big flashy I do just to get married, to have the big, what do you think about people saying I do just to have that big flashy wedding or the ring? Or what about this right here? What about this? What about when people propose to people that are not ready to be married, but they on camera? Because nowadays when people propose, they got the family there waiting, they got everybody on camera. What about those ones that say yes, which is another way of saying I do? What about those ones that say yes to that, but they really wasn't ready for that? I know a situation that happened like that too. What about those people? What do y'all feel about that? Would you say, let me think about it? And I mean, the camera right on you. He got the ring. He's on his heels. He kneeled down to you. What do y'all think about that? Stick says, I love being single. No, I'm sorry. Being single is great. That's what Stick says. Miss Cheryl say your spiritual souls have to be in step. Amen. Amen. Chris Lee say, love my independence, but I want a God-fearing wife for sure. Okay, Chris Lee. All right. Stick say, I love the single life. And David Corey say, facts, Miss Cheryl. He says facts. All right. Miss Cheryl say materialistic mess. That's what you would call that, huh, Miss Cheryl? Materialistic mess. Because when you do that, you put that person in a position, but they should speak from their heart, regardless to if it hurt your feelings. It should make you feel better because they said no, if they really didn't want to be there, versus going on and getting married and know that that's not what they wanted and end up getting a divorce later. So you should respect that, I think. But that's what that's called, a materialistic mess. Jeg says, man, oh man, did I mess up. I asked my wife to marry the same day we met.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, you ain't had no plans of going nowhere from the start. You was already checking her out.
You had your eyes on that woman for a long time.
Indiana Funny Forum said, gotta have to rewatch the middle. Had a plumbing emergency. Okay, Indiana Funny Forums.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for being here. Stick says it's a waste of money, especially if the marriage does not last past 30 days. I know somebody that got married, y'all. It was a big wedding. I'm talking about a huge wedding. And they got to fighting at the reception.
Swinging.
And I'm like, wait a minute now. Come on, are you serious? Are you really serious? Now, how in the world you get from "oh, I love you," "oh, this is the best thing in the world since sliced bread" to me, and then you end up fighting at the reception? Yep. David Corey say, J3, you saw something. You saw something. Yeah, he saw something. He was watching the whole time. David Corey say what, Sticks? But yeah, so I don't understand why people would do something like that. Look, Miss Cheryl say, shut up and keep talking. Yeah, blacken her eye for her wedding reception.
Well,
Ain't no way in the world you love that woman and you did this to her on the wedding reception.
but you had that wool over your eyes, Jag.
Jag say, David, I was blind.
What you had? You had that wool over your eyes. You couldn't see.
Points Blank Experience says, big flashy weddings for the people? Nah, I'd rather flip that money and invest in our future. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep, but they don't think that way. They don't think that way. Sticks is laughing at you, David Corey. All right, Angels, and I'm glad the married people are talking. Yes, please, all of you, come on in and talk about it. Angel said, we got engaged privately. Nobody was happy because we were young. We were young. Wedding cost less than $500, but I know the Lord told me that was my husband. We are 30 years in this year. All right, come on now. Now, when the Lord speak to you and tell you that's your husband, you already know. 30 years speaks for itself right there.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And look, and I ain't even worried. I already know you're going to hang in there. Look, that's an amulet. Talking about yeah, that's what, and you know what? That's what they did. They got an annulment. They sure did. They sure did. All right, Shay says fighting at the reception? That's ridiculous. Not only is it a waste of money, but a waste of their guest time and money. Show right, Shay? Show right? Guess what? It was a big wedding too. I'm talking about huge. Cropper say, oh no, J3, buddy. You knew something. Yeah, he knew something. He was watching. He had been watching. Stick say that's embarrassing. I was embarrassed for them. You know, I was really embarrassed and I was hurt because I was like, that's a waste. No, they not still. Just asking for a friend. Say, are they still married? Nope. And look, that's what happens when they sometimes when people and don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing big weddings. I'm not bashing somebody that had a big wedding. I'm not doing that at all, by no means. But what I'm saying is that sometimes when you do it for the wrong, reasons, it shows quickly. Cropper say Sticks, I say the same. A waste of money. Yes, Miss Cheryl say, congratulations, Angel.
30 years. That's a long
30 years.
That's an accomplishment.
Sticks say, what do you think about marriages with blended families? Well, now that's something that you got to say I do or don't too, as well, Sticks.
Well, for me, I'm not worried about the family because I don't have to sleep with the family.
No, that's not what he means. I don't think. I think he means blended, like you got 3 or 4 children, I got 3 or 4 children. Is that right, Sticks? I think that's what he's saying. I hope this was not a destination wedding. Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't very far from where they was. Right there at the house, almost. David Corey say it can work, Sticks, but gonna be hard. Yeah, that's what he said. It can work, but it's gonna be hard. Jeg says, David, I used to visit her church, but she was not on my mind. Yeah. So that's what he's saying, blended. Like, you know, you got 3, 4 children, but see, in my mind, when I meet him, I find out he's got these children, right? That's when it's left up to me to decide whether I want to be with him. And being with him is accepting his children.
Exactly. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it's the reason you guys are together.
So if you know that you can't accept those children, then I would vote against it. I would say no, because you already going in it wrong, because you ain't satisfied with that, or you ain't happy with that, and maybe you should just date or whatever and see how that turns out. Lies you tell them, yep, that's exactly what he doing. You know he doing. Both spouses have kids, and they got to come to that agreement and say, well, I have two, you got two, we got four. That's what a marriage does. And it brings in, to me, now y'all chime in the chat and let me know what y'all thinking. But that's what a marriage does. It brings everybody in together, right? And if you're not down for that, or if you don't believe in that or don't want that, then I wouldn't do it. Miss Cheryl say, David, you believe Jegs? Not. None of us do. None of us.
He might have been watching that woman, and he decided.
Yeah, he was watching. That's why he went over there. That's why he's visiting your church.
Yeah, well, ain't nothing wrong with visiting.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. It wasn't nothing wrong with it. He was looking for what turned out to be good about it. Wasn't nothing wrong with it.
He did it the right way. He found it in church.
But what he's saying is that he didn't do it. He wasn't looking after or whatever.
Yeah, he can say what he wants.
You got her number off the money envelope. Miss Cheryl is laughing at you, David. Stick say, I agree. He say, I agree. Yeah, blended. Yeah, if you got to know that from the beginning. Now, if you marry, say if I marry Mr. Nichols, and then I find out 2 years later he got 3 children. What? I didn't say I'd do to that, because I didn't know. Now then, that's when y'all decide whether or not that's something that y'all want to, because he wasn't truthful in the beginning, or vice versa.
For better.
Yeah, but I need to know what that better or worse is.
Richer or poor.
That's the way you see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Jag say, God is my judge. She was never on my mind. Okay.
All right,
Jag. Okay. Six says, marriage is a contract, aka meeting in the minds. Yep. You gotta be on the same accord. If you're not, it just ain't gonna turn out right. Like it ain't gonna be like it should be. Miss Cheryl say, I have seen them together until the new baby came. Now all the kids mad. Stick say, if I got married, I would have a prenup. All right, Sticks, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what you want.
When my current husband and I got married, we spent $1,000. My friends cooked the meal. Cake came from Kroger. Got married at the house we just bought. Was a fun time.
Yep. Good old fun time. Good old fun time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people feel like if you don't have a big wedding, then you ain't did nothing.
Well, I ain't did nothing.
So let's talk about the I do's, right? What I do means to me. He cutting his eyes, y'all. Y'all see him. Because we ain't stripped this. We ain't even talk about it. We ain't even talk about none of this. We just came on out with it, right? I do means to me, because first, let me say this. My husband, right here, God told me that my husband was going to be from the direction that I was going. I was going to the town where he's from, right? And had no idea. And in my mind, I'm telling you, I was driving down the road and I looked up in the windshield and I said, you do know where I'm going, right? Because I thought God was confused about where I was going. I didn't think he was confused. Like, ain't no way I'm getting married again. I was one of those, I don't. Because I was like, done that. I ain't doing that no more. So, and it wasn't a good wedding. It wasn't a good marriage. It wasn't no expensive wedding either. That's why I say it don't have to be an expensive wedding to have a bad marriage. But, and then you can't get married for the wrong reason. Like, oh, well, they're my children dead, I better marry them. Don't do it for that reason alone, because that ain't going to work. But when I said I do, I meant it. So I'm finna get with some stuff, y'all. That means what it say, for richer or poor, better or worse, through thickness and thin, right? So that means Mr. Nichols gonna mess up. Yep, he's gonna mess up. And I'm gonna have to decide whether or not That's that thick or thin. That's that richer or poor. He might mess up, and let's say, for instance, he might mess up, go out there and spend $5,000 on the casino. That's that mess up that you gotta really pray hard about. You gotta really, you gotta get down to it, because you gotta make this decision what's best for you and your family, right? And just because they mess up doesn't mean that's the end. I used a big number like that just because. But let me see. Let me see. I don't want to leave my comments.
Huh.
What?
His cake came from Walmart.
Just asking for a friend, say her cake came from Walmart. All right, Sticks. Miss Cheryl say, Sticks, what you got needing a prenup? Don't answer that. Just kidding. Yeah, don't answer that. David Corey say, didn't cost a fortune either. What didn't cost a fortune? Let me go. I must have missed something. Let me see.
I want to say he's talking about Miss Indiana's wedding.
He said, he said you was a deacon at the time. I missed that. Oh, that's why he said God was my judge. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, Sticks, she was just kidding. She don't want to know what you got. All right, so Event Yours, Tanya says, so look at the situation you just said. Wouldn't that be a worse? When you say I do, you can't put stipulations what's worse, what worse is. And if you can, should it be included in the vows? Good question. Should it be included in the vows? So what she was saying was, I was using the example about, about the spending. That's true. And that's exactly where I was going with that. It says for better or for worse, for richer or poor. So when they go and do something like that, you got to work through that. You can't just, if you left everybody that did something like that, you be leaving everybody you ever known. Just asking for a friend says, I had a Walmart wedding and a Target difference. I'm not laughing at you.
Lord.
I'm not laughing at you. What do you mean by that? Just asking for a friend. We laughing now. What do you mean by that? Jeg say, if I remember, it's been so long, y'all, he done forgot. He said, if I remember, my marriage only was $500. All right, Jeg. The $1,000 wedding and had the best time, didn't cost a fortune. Okay, that's what he was saying. All right, okay. So back to what Tanya was saying, y'all. How many of you feel like, when things happen like that, like husband go spend $5,000 at the casino, is that the better or worse? Is that a part of better or worse for you? Is that the richer or poor? Is that mistake? All right, so I'm gonna throw that one out there. Tanya really answered it. But what about the ones? Can you say I do when you marry someone? You say I do. So can you say I do to if they cheat on you? If so, how many times are they allowed? I need to hear this. I need to hear this from the people that's in here. And I know it's some married people in here and some single people. How many times would you allow this, even if you wasn't married? Keisha said the divorce costs more than the wedding. Miss Cheryl say, if you are old getting married, your cost should be the license. Oh, Miss Tanya say, not the casino one, having kids outside of your marriage. Okay, so he was saying like blended. Like in my understanding, he was saying like if they had children already prior to. But even if he meant outside the marriage, like once they got married and they had children, that's a part of the worst too. That's why it's in the vows. Mr. Nichols got up. That's a part of the vows. That's the part of the vows that she was talking about. Doesn't that mean for better or for worse? Mr. Nichols got up. He couldn't take it. I'm just playing. But that's when you say better or worse, we all good for the better, right? We all good for the better. But are we good for the worse? And how much of the worst will you take it, will you go before you decide that that's enough? How far would you go with that before you say, look, the better the worse is outweighing the better, and I'm just not there for it no more. Jeg say, I never waste money. I keep my family at the front of my mind. Exactly. And that's what Odom was talking about earlier. Real men keep their family first. Miss Cheryl say, cheating, I just can't. That's it. That's a deal breaker for you, Miss Cheryl. If you catch them cheating and you married to them and you find out they cheated on you, that's it. You out. That's over with. Cropper say, had a great time. Kids and dads, much respect. Had a great time. Chat, everyone. Have a good time. All right, you too, Cropper. So, Miss Cheryl, that's it for you? Cheating is a deal breaker, right? That's what you're saying? Angel says, you teach people how to treat you, meaning people are allowed to make mistakes, but did they learn from it and move on, or are they repeatedly disrespecting you? Great point, Angel. Great point. And that's where I'm going with that. That's exactly where I'm going with that. You know, that's why I said, how many times do you allow this to happen over and over again, you know, before you realize or say, you know, that's it. That I'm done. So that's what she was saying. You have to teach people, because again, you constantly changing and you constantly learning, but at the same time, they got to learn that you're not going to be disrespected. And that kind of falls back to what Odom was saying earlier. You're just not going to disrespect me like that. Keisha H says, my first marriage was a series of trials and error. From age 19 until age 24 when it ended. Like Miss Tanya said, 24 years into this, my second marriage, there have been struggles, most we've overcome. Yes. And congratulations on your 24 years of marriage in your second marriage. And that's what it's all about. We have to know that, you know, it says that we stood there and said, I do. What did that preacher say when he said those things? He said, rich or poor, I'm sure he said for better or worse. My pastor, well, the guy the preacher that married us, he looked me straight in the face and said, nah, that don't mean the first thing Desmond do, or if Desmond turn around and do this, and this, you got to go. You done. You ain't got no more parts in this. You don't want this no more. It does not mean that. And sometimes your marriage doesn't work out. Sometimes the first one don't work, because sometimes it may be an age barrier. It may be an issue of both of you young and you can't, you know, get it right or get it straight. But at some point you have to show that you can do this, right? If that's what you desire. Again, not making this, but I agree with you, Keisha. I agree with Tanya. I agree with the things that you're saying according to this. Miss Cheryl say, yes, I would rather you say it's over with us. So if you find out that they're cheating, you're done. That's it, right? So that's what Miss Cheryl said. Miss Cheryl also said, congratulations, Keisha. Hey, on the go with your love. Thank you for being here. Hello, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Sticks say, that's me. That's me. I don't. He said, number one, I don't. He's not having it, y'all. Keisha is speaking to On the Go with YOLO. So when you say I do, you said I do to the rich or the poor, the better, the worse, the ups and the downs, the all of these things. Because guess what? Just some things that you can't take, they don't like it. Some things that you might be doing to them. So it's a compromise. And what y'all said in the beginning, Rod was on here. He said communication. Odom said communication. You have to be strong in your do. When you say I do, you should take it more than just some words. I think, my opinion, I feel like it's more than just some words. So if things go wrong, then like Angel said, you got to come back and teach them how to treat you. Because if you don't, they're not gonna know. They're not gonna do it. And if they disrespect you, then that's a whole nother round.
Miss Cheryl say if they cheat,
She done.
she got that Ray Charles playing in the back, telling them to hit the road.
That's it for her. That's it.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here, she said.
Tanya says how people answer this question is based on their maturity and where they are in their season of the marriage. Point. If Timmy was to cheat today, I would act like I didn't know and torture him going forward. Ooh. Ooh.
You know, I believe that too. Cause
Ooh.
watching your life, I believe that too.
Ooh.
Folks,
Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna say this. R. Kelly said when a woman's fed up. Oh boy. All right, Sticks say Cheryl laughing. My lips are sealed.
Talking about that prenup.
Prenup. My lips are sealed. That's right. Keep your lips sealed. Let's go back to this one, y'all. How would y'all feel about that? Because look, every marriage and every relationship have seasons. And I do believe that you have to know in your heart and in your mind whether that marriage or that person is worth waiting on or working with in however you may want to put it. But every marriage has seasons. These people here been married 24 years, 25 years, 30 years. You ain't gonna tell me it's been all peaches and cream. I just refuse to believe that. And if it has been, look out because it's coming. It's coming. But if you say I do, make sure you do. Make sure you know what those vows say and then I'm gonna say it again. When they read those vows, you're not just saying that to that person that's just in front of you. You're saying that it's three of you there. It should be God in the center and your spouse on one side and you on the other side. So you have to know what you're saying and how you're saying it, who you're saying it to. You gotta make that vow and that promise. You know, it's not just some words. Stick says, I can take jokes. I'm not offended. All it's okay to joke with me. Remember, I'm single, happy, and whole. Yes, he always say that. He always let you know. Keisha say, Miss Tanya, my girl. She's agreeing with you, Tanya. She's agreeing with you. Shay say, Tanya. Yes, she's agreeing. Okay, Keisha from Just Asking for a Friend say cheating is a deal breaker. That's it. Cheat on me, I'm gone. That's it.
She playing that Ray Charles too.
She like, hit the road, Jack. I'm out. Miss Cheryl said, I grew up in my 20s with the horror of AIDS. I know of too many people died. It takes 10 years to manifest. Whoa. Keisha says from Just Asking for a Friend, I'm quick to say goodbye.
Bye, Felicia.
Look, deuces, she out.
She like, bye, Felicia.
YOLO say, hey, beautiful Keisha. All right, a full of life say, it's a convenient. So,
covenant.
I'm sorry. Did I read that wrong? Wait, because I went right past it. Yes, it is a covenant. You're right. I'm sorry. I said convenient. I'm sorry. You're right. It is a covenant because you made that vow not just with that person. Again, it was God too. You stood before him and said, thank you for this spouse that you've given me. And I do. Well, what if this? That's why the preacher standing there so long and say, that's why he had to read all that. That's why he or she has to say all that in front of you. Because they know it's coming. Are you going to be that's what they asking. Are you going to be able to stand there for that? Are you going to be able to stick in there with that? Jag say, this 41 years, and yes, this 41 years, and yes, there will still be ups and downs. Guaranteed.
You're going to disagree. You're going to agree.
Absolutely.
Stuff gonna be said that neither one of us like,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, I love you. You love me. Let's get along.
And like Odom say he ain't going. He might go to bed, but he ain't going mad. That's all right. I love you. Kiss and makeup and go about your way. You'll find that it's better once you get to know each other and you love each other. House of X says Leo and I have gone through our seasons of down dealing, with Watson going to jail 2 times and Leo having stomach trouble in the first. Part of our us is being married now. Okay. Just asking for a friend says, "Wow, Miss Cheryl." And House of X say we going on 11 years. Congratulations. He's House of X is speaking to YOLO. And then on the go with YOLO say, Tanya, I tell Bob all the time, ain't but one way out of this.
What's that way? What's that one way?
Look how she looking. Don't make her say it. You see the little thing down there. You see it. Yeah, that's right. A covenant.
I want to know.
That's right.
What's that one way?
So look.
Take it. I'm in the bushes taking notes now.
This is what I tell Mr. Nichols. And he'll tell me this too, y'all. I tell him all the time, all right, go ahead. I'm going to take some. Look, this is what I do. Hold your head down. This is what I do like this. So bam, you cross your head, and we go into the emergency room, and we coming on back to the house, and we going to be just fine. You going to be all right. I'm going to heal you back, and look, and you're going to work.
Vice versa.
That's right. That's right. On the go with YOLO say this is both our second marriage and we are going to make it work, and we do. He is my best friend. See,
that is awesome.
That makes the difference right there. That makes the difference. Like Angel said, you got to get to know. You have to get to know them. And when they become your best friend, it ain't nothing that you won't tell them. It ain't nothing you can't say to them. It's nothing that they won't do for you and you won't do for them. You just love each other. You know each other and you love each other. And just because we say all of that good, mushy stuff don't mean you're not going to go through something. You are going to go through something from time to time. But can you weather the storm? Can you weather that storm? Just asking for a friend say, no, he got to get off my land. I'm quick to trespass a person. Look, boop, he out. Okay, I want to go with YOLO say almost 14 years, but still learning and loving one another. Congratulations on the go with YOLO, you and your husband on the 14 years. That's beautiful. And that's how I said that earlier, right? Some people, you constantly changing and you constantly learning. You learning each other more and more. And when you learn that person, you changing too. Because, everybody know we all grown here, right? We not how we was when we was in our 20s. We not. We changing. And some of us I like to say we're growing. So we're growing for the better of us. And the mindset's going to change. And the heart is going to grow. And if you're growing in the same direction, you're good. But if you're not, that's when you got to grab your partner by the hand and say, baby, this is what we need to talk about. You got to be strong enough to say that. At least this is what what we do.
Here's what you got to say. You better get over here and sit down somewhere. No, I'm just playing.
I don't know where he going with that one, y'all. Just asking for a friend says, oh, YOLO. Indiana Funny Form say 30 is great. Congrats. Yes. YOLO is laughing at just asking for a friend. Miss Cheryl is congratulations to House of X. She also is agreeing with On the Go with YOLO. She says, yep. House of X says, thanks. And then Indiana Funny Form say, we blended. I had 5, him had 2. They all had a lot of fun together and never had an issue. See, because guess what? You didn't hide the 5, he didn't hide the 2. Y'all got together and say, look, we're going to be a family. This is what we do. We're going to love each other. You get all that. You air everything out, right? That's what makes the I do easier because you get to know that person. You know, I can tell you right now, it's in the married people in here can tell you. They know their wives, they know their husbands, they know their thoughts, they know what they're gonna say pretty much. They probably and I know if me and Desmond is like this, I know Tanya and y'all, all of you in here are like this. You probably finishing their sentence or they're finishing your sentence because you've grown to love and know each other even the more, right? And every day you're going to learn something else about them, but it's okay because you're growing in the same direction. The growth is not the problem when you're going in the same way. It's the problem when you turning this way and going this way and that person's going that way. That makes the difference to me. Okay. Exactly. On the go with YOLO say exactly. We're gonna be just fine. Stick says congrats, House of X. Tanya says facts, YOLO. The vows you say till death do us part. And right. Look, on the go with YOLO say unalive. LOL. Keisha H. Keisha H says absolutely not all peaches and creams. And although I believe wholeheartedly in all my vows, there are limits, and should a situation arise that oversteps my irrelevant boundaries, I will exit if needed. Yes, if it gets to that point, yes. And it's some things that we all have boundaries, right? It's some things that we say, okay, if you cross this line, that's it. You know, it's just some things we gonna say to that. Keisha, just asking for a friend, say kids and I chin check. Yes, she do. She do it to us all the time, y'all. All right, Mindy, I'm so glad that you spoke up. Mindy says, just asking for a friend, you are cracking me up. Trespass. Yep, she'll do it to you. All right, Stick. She will do it to you.
She'll put Yogi and Boo Boo on you.
Just asking for a friend said that's amazing, Indiana Funny Farms. All right, she said Indiana Funny Farms say we spent the money instead for 9 years.
9 days.
I'm sorry, 9 days in where is that? St. Croix. Okay. Well, I mean, that's if you do that, that's good. I mean, and you can do that and spend that time together and be happy. As long as you two are happy. That's all that matters. Miss Cheryl said, honestly, up front, the games people play. And there are some people that play games, and that makes it hard, that makes it hard. So that's another thing. Do you want to take that opportunity and leave what you know about this person to go out there and find all over again and try to figure out something about this person that you don't know, if it's not life-threatening or to the point where you just can't take it no more? Is it worth fighting for? The I do's. How are they worth fighting for? Is that what the vows said? Are you obtaining to your vows and covenant? All right. Event Yours says, watch this. Keisha, what kind of gauge you got? Uh-oh, here it comes. Come on, just asking for a friend.
22.
Indiana Funny Farm say 22. Just asking for a friend. What kind of gauge you got? She ain't playing. We probably knock her down when she use it. But yes, I'm gonna wait for her to come in and answer. But that's what matters right there. That's the difference right there. Keisha H says, Tanya, Miss Keisha probably got a whole arsenal. Oh, I thought that was her coming. I was going to say, there she go. Indiana Funny Farm is laughing. She probably do. Facts, Keisha H. Tanya said. Facts. So, back to what we were saying about the I do's and I don'ts. I hope that we all take these I do serious. And when we don't say I do. So, here we go, y'all. Look, 2 9s, 22, and an SG. You know what that means, don't it? We know what that means. We know what it means. Shot.
We right here.
Mm-hmm.
We right here.
We know. A Fuller Life says, equally yoked. What is your foundation? Got to have something to build or stand on. Something bigger than the two of you. What do both parties stand on? Great question.
How you doing, Miss Miss PT?
Great point. Great question. Yeah, we talked about the equally yoked earlier. Are you equally yoked? What are you standing on? What are you standing on? What does your foundation look like? Is it made out of clay, concrete, wood? Because once that wood get wet and get rotten, it's going to, Keisha, you're going to settle in a little bit and it may be uneven. What is your foundation? What do both parties stand on? Make the biggest difference.
Our foundation is paved with gold because we got the Lord leading us here. Build
on a solid rock. Event yours. Hey, Poetic Tears, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Keisha H say, told you. LOL, trespass if you wanna. If you wanna, come on over here. Poetic Tears is speaking to the chat. Indiana Funny Farms is laughing. Poetic Tears is speaking and saying hello. On the go with YOLO say, our biggest foundation is respect. That's a great foundation to stand on, because once you respect your husband and your husband respect you, y'all gonna set boundaries for yourself. You're gonna be like, you know what? I ain't going there. I love him too much. I care for him too much. Poetic Tears is speaking to Keisha and just asking. Oh, she said, be right back. Power went out. It's storming here. Oh, man. But so that's the downside to I do and I don't. And this is one thing that I would say. If you do not have the wherewithal to withstand what the I do vows mean and having that covenant and being equally yoked and standing on a firm foundation and having that respect for one another, that love for one another, and being there for one another, you might not want to get married. You might not want to say I do. You might want to join the I don't party, because literally and really realistically, you don't. You don't. And that's not to make you look bad or put you down or hurt your feelings or none of that. That ain't got nothing to do with this. It's just a respect for yourself. You got to have self-respect. If you know that you this person that can't do this or won't do this or ain't going to stand for that, then maybe that's not, you know what I'm saying, the place that you should go. Maybe that's not the area that you should be in.
You guys be safe.
Be careful. Tornado sirens here. So, A Fuller Life say, people have to learn to fight fair. No hidden below the belt. Exactly. That's what I meant. You got to have those boundaries for yourself and for your spouse. Because if you keep running up in their face and going blah, 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 and they going blah, 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 you ain't getting nowhere. Because half of the time you're not hearing each other. That used to be us, y'all. That used to be us. Hooping and hollering, fussing and cussing. That used to be us.
Now, do it sound like that used to be us? Miss Tanya.
It don't Keisha. Sound like it, but it once was. It once was, because we didn't have that mindset and we didn't have that respect for one another. We didn't have those boundaries for one another. And we had to sit each other down and say, look, we going down the wrong path. This is not the way we should be. This is not the road that we expected to be on at this time. And if we keep going down this road, we're not going to end up well. We're not going to end up, period. So we had to have that. We had to have that. And sometimes y'all in marriages saying I do, or even if you're not married, just relationships. you need to have some hard conversations sometimes and endure through those hard conversations. That's what the I do mean. And that's what caring for that person means. That's what that respect for that person means. If you don't, you're gonna go the wrong way. I only go with YOLO say that's that respect factor of full of life. That's right. Indiana Funny Farm says my best friend's husband had a whole child outside the marriage, and she still didn't leave for years. I guess.
Thank God she finally did because he was abusive too. She got remarried 10 years, also at my house for cheap. Well, y'all all about saving that money. That's what I'm talking about. We ain't gonna spend it unnecessarily.
Because think about it. What is, if you are serious about your vows and you're serious about being married and you love that person, why does extra money make it? Why do you have to spend the extra? It's your choice if you want to. It's your money. But if you don't, that don't mean that you stay together because you spent $25,000. That don't mean that you break up either. So in my mind, I don't blame y'all for doing it that way. It's if they there for each other, exactly. YOLO say no one is perfect. He can still get this smoke. All right, YOLO. YOLO, you real you G, ain't it?
Sound like she a gangster.
All
She a
right,
G.
now. All right. Tanya say, I believe that if you can poop and fart in front of your spouse and y'all can laugh about it, the marriage will last. It's simple, but it's true. Tanya say if you can poop and fart in front of them, you got yourself one. In there, the Funny Farm say 3 weddings at my house so far. Her son having his at my house this summer. I should start charging. They saving big at your house. They saving big because these rooms, these places that you can rent, they're kind of expensive now.
But you keep doing what you're doing, Indiana.
Hey, Blue. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. So we've been talking about I do and I don't. You know, what the I do mean, and if you don't, why you don't, or what makes you say I don't anymore. Keisha H says, if this one ends, I have grown and near grown children. Cannot imagine a third time attempt, but we'll focus solely on my personal peace and happiness. Yes. Because guess what? I hope that it doesn't. I hope that it doesn't at all. But it's something about when you and people that's been married can understand where I'm going with this, and you get a divorce. It's something about when you married and you get a divorce, and it's that space in between. Like, I know that was God giving me time to work on me so that I can meet my husband. I know that was what he was doing, but it's not scary, but it's a light gray kind of dark moment right there. And if you don't watch it, it can get out of the way. All right. On the go with YOLO say, agree, Tanya. My mom said she has never passed gas in front of my stepdad. LOL. They have the craziest situation I have ever seen in my life, laughing my butt off. It works for them. She said it works for them. All right, Blue say, I do keep a knife. I do keep a knife close. I do not use it. All right, Blue.
She a G2.
Y'all some real ones up in here, I'm telling you. Keisha H say, YOLO, a promise of a little smoke keeps potential threats at bay. All right now. I think
y'all some
I'm
game.
gonna have to call y'all on the phone. Y'all gonna have to re-up me on my G card. I knew that'd get his attention. I need me a 22 and a 9 and a.
I mean, you got several of them floating down here, but what you need them for?
A Full of Life say, T, I'll let you know. I'm going to try that right now. Mindy. If you can hear me, watch out, Mindy. That cause Mindy has her channel on here.
Oh.
And A Full of Life is the husband. All right, Keisha H says, Blue. I think she's speaking to you. Yeah. Indiana Funny Farm says, I'm with you, Keisha. Anything happens to the current hubby, and I am not doing it again. I said the same thing, y'all. But most importantly, let me go back. Let me tell you what I did say. Y'all probably said it. I don't know. Let me tell you what I said. Once I divorced my first husband, I said I would never ever get married again. That's what I said. But God had other plans, right? So, I don't know. On the Go with YOLO says, right, Keisha, if I do it again, it will be for some coins. On the Go with YOLO. Cut up. Blue say, listen, the Bible says stay ready with the armor. So I stay ready with the armor and a couple of extra things. Keisha H, I got it, didn't I?
Exactly.
She's like dancing like, wait a minute, what you talking about?
I'm trying to figure out why she need all that.
House of X say, A Full of Life now. Hey, fam. Blue is speaking to Keisha. Blue say, I'm on number 2. There will not be a number 3. All right. I ain't mad at you because I don't plan on having a number 3 because I'm going to keep this number 2 right here.
And this number 2 don't plan on going. No, this number 1 don't plan on going.
And if number 2 starts to act up, hit him on his head and take him to the emergency room and we're going back, stitch up and do all that good stuff. We're going to come on back home. He going to work in the morning.
Where Miss Keisha at? I told Miss Keisha you were abusing me. Tell her I'm blinking.
Blue say hello all in the chat. Hello all in the chat.
Miss Tanya.
Tanya, he sending his signal to you.
Miss Tanya.
Yeah, I ain't got time. I ain't finna play no game. We done come too far. We done been through too much, and God done showed us a lot. And he has took care of us so much. And we've had some seasons, as y'all say, seasons, the ups and the downs, the trials and the tribulations. Nah, we're not finna play with that.
Thank you for coming by, Miss Blue.
Okay, Miss Blue, thank you. We really appreciate you being here. She said, I'm making weekend rounds. I understand. I know how it is. See you later. I'll be to see you one day on your channel. All right. Event Choice Tanya say, if something happens to Timmy, no longer here, I wouldn't get remarried. There's no one else for me. And I don't plan on losing my military benefits and retirement goals. Because you know
y'all see.
married. If you marry, you lose. Tanya, I love you, Tanya, because you just there. You keep it real, Tanya. A Full of Life say, what's up, House of X? My guys. Blue say, y'all stay blessed. Happy journey and stay in the proper position and posture to receive all God has for you. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Blue. Thank you. Same to you. And Tanya something, man, YOLO. She is too much. Keisha H say, Miss Tanya keep a good plan in place. She does all the time.
She told y'all a while on that 24 hour that she stay ahead. She think.
All the time. On the Go with YOLO say, thank you, Blue.
Miss Tanya say everybody else be playing checkers. She play chess.
I love it. So y'all, we're going to get ready. Oh, let me ask you this now. Y'all may have to walk me through this. Y'all may have to, Keisha. Y'all might need y'all help. But we are going to do 2 things. We're going to invite someone up and we're going to attempt to drop our link, right? We're going to invite someone up in case they got something they want to say live right here. In case, no pressure, not trying to get you to come up. If you don't want to, share your link. No, that's not it. Okay, let me try to do this, y'all. I never did this before, so be patient with me. And you do have to come off of your avatar. I need to see who you are, okay? So I think I did that right. I don't know. Bear with me. Bear with me. So, you, in case you want to come up and say something or tell us something or something that you don't feel like typing up a whole lot of, you're more than welcome to come up. If not, that is fine. What's wrong, babe? This? Oh, that's what so if you don't, that's fine too. I understand because I know how it is and how it can be. But also, while you're thinking about it, I want to, before we close this live out, I want to do a giveaway if no one is going to come up. And we're going to do a giveaway, a Cash App giveaway. So therefore, that means you have to have Cash App in order to get this giveaway, okay? And we're going to put in, Mr. Nichols, give me something. Here. I'm going to let Mr. Nichols pick. Okay, that's fine. Jegs say I'll catch the next one. Okay, no problem. No problem at all. Anybody else, more than welcome. Give me a number. And we're going to do this live. And we're going to do this giveaway. And then after that, we're going to close out. And y'all get yourselves together for what we do at the end. For those of you that know and that remembers, I'm gonna try to make this easy for y'all. All right, so it's gonna be whoever gets the number that we see the number first here on our side. It may come first to y'all, but whoever we see first in the chat, that we see the number. And if y'all see somebody else before us, let us know and we'll see if we can find it. But so we're going to start in just a second, but it's going to be from oh, I didn't mean to do that. All right, the number is going to be from 1 to 75. What's wrong? What happened? You have to guess the number. It's going to be between 1 and 75. Did you want to do something different?
Mm-mm.
Start guessing, y'all. Oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that, Tanya. Maybe I can learn that next. We're looking. 45. Are they coming in line?
Yes, Miss Tanya.
We're on our laptop.
47.
Oh, stop. That's it right there. Right?
Yeah.
That's it. Angel got it. Angel's Peaceful Garden got it. The number was 52. The number was 52. Angel Peaceful Garden got it. They're still coming to me. Okay, let me go back up and see if I can scroll. Yeah. 52. Angel's Peaceful Garden got it. Congratulations, Angel.
Congratulations.
If you want to, you can send me your Cash App to my email, or if you feel comfortable putting it in the chat, you're more than welcome to. Oh, your age. All right now. Okay. Everybody's saying congratulations. And like I said, you can look on our channel and get our email, or you can put it in the chat. Either way is fine with us, and we will send you a Cash App. So let me see if I can do this, y'all. And Tanya, I'm gonna try to figure out how to do that next time. What?
Stay in after your live.
Okay. Tanya says stay in after your live, and I'll show you. I'll join your link to show. Okay. Thank you so much. See, that's what it's all about, y'all. I'm new to the StreamYard, so I'm just trying to figure it out. Oh, you missed it, Miss Cheryl. I didn't know you had gotten out. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize you had gotten out. Did you want to be up yet, Tanya, or no?
She said when you in the live.
Okay. So I need to take her back down.
Yeah.
Once
you're in the live, she said she'll join the link.
Okay. All right. So thank you guys so much. Let me make sure that I don't miss anybody because I don't want to. So y'all, when I get ready to end a live, I always say to God be the glory. If I end the video, I always say to God be the glory. So if you don't mind, if you do not mind, please put in the chat hashtag to God be the glory. Thank you, Rod. Rod said great live. Thank you so much. We really appreciate y'all for coming in and being on here with us all this time. We really appreciate y'all. Thank you, Jags. Y'all be blessed. Thank you so much. If y'all would put hashtag to God be the glory, and I'll do it too. Great topic. Thank you so much, Keisha H. And I appreciate you. And we are praying for you. There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Look, thank y'all so much. To God be the glory. I'm going to play this outro in a minute. And look, we will see y'all in the next live or the next video. It's really been fun with y'all tonight. Thank y'all so much for being here. And I'm going to attempt.
And we love you guys.
Yeah, and we love you.
Hope you guys have a great week. And hope you guys have a great evening.
If I can figure out how to do it, y'all, I'm going to do it, okay? All right, let's see.
This is the Nichols journey, where grace runs deep, where his healing hands restore and keep. If you watched, if you stayed, we appreciate you. We play family bushes too, yeah, we see you from the light.